So Tash, okay, here's an interesting question, right? Um, how how many people? Sorry, how many body counts do you think per average males or females have had in their lifetime?
Lifetime.
Lifetime, their whole existence as a human being.
Women 30 to 40
Okay,
people.
okay, average 30 to 40. Okay, and what would you say for
Men,
men?
I would double that for sure.
68 to 80
Minimum.
minimum. Okay.
Men are dogs. Woof woof.
Okay. Let's see what the answer is. So 30 to 40 for women, right? Okay.
Lifetime.
Lifetime. So the answer for women is
Like before marriage and younger, it would always be a lot lower.
okay. So the average body count for a woman is 47.
No.
Not 47, 427.
No.
Yes.
I'm never gonna get your stats.
This is legitimate stats.
That's not
This,
accurate.
no, it is accurate. This is actually objective truth, which could be
And
if
what is it for men?
no, that's for women. 4 to 7 for women.
And then men.
For men, you said was it 60 to 80? It's actually 6 to 8.
That's crazy. I don't believe any of this.
So my my question is, you picked quite a high number.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Just based on some of the guys I've been with.
okay,
And some of them were very good people.
yeah,
I wouldn't call them players at all.
okay,
And they had pretty high body count.
that's what they said.
That's what they said. I don't believe this person would lie.
Okay, well, okay,
And then the other one,
yeah,
he said, and I was actually dating this guy, he said 50-ish, which is BS. It has to be more. He was a man whore.
okay, well, okay. The best way to describe it, right? I guess to come up with a conclusion is like women are only attracted to 5% of the population of men.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
That's actually facts. It's actually
I
true.
can go by my experience.
So, meaning to say that if you went on a dating website, only 5% of the males on that dating website only are getting any play. Everybody else, it's all crickets.
Crickets.
So the real question is those dudes that said what 50 and what? What'd you say? One had 50, one
70.
had 70, right? So those guys that have 50 or 70, right?
And they're not even hot. Like, they're not
Are they
anything special.
so are they the top 5% of the population of men? If you walk inside a room, would they be the one that girls would be like, yeah, that's the one?
No.
Okay. Now,
No.
statistics say they're lying.
I, but I can go by so many other examples too. So,
What's that?
like, through my experiences, the people I've met,
Okay.
like, I don't know.
But you're not there, though. You know what I mean?
I know anyone can say anything, right?
You're not there. Because here's the thing, it's very hard for a man to get intimacy from a woman. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
We did, because realistically, in order for a guy to, in order for you to even be attracted to a guy, right? First of all, he has to be attracted to you. I mean, he has to be attractive to you, right?
Well, again, it depends. Are we looking for boy toy, boyfriend, or husband? Because those are three different
It
categories.
doesn't matter. Do you have to be attracted to him?
If it's husband, I have a whole list. If it's boyfriend, I have half a list. If it's boy toy, I just have to think you're hot.
That's it?
Yep.
What if
I couldn't care less of anything else because I have no intention of long relationship.
okay. So what if
It's
he was
strictly for one purpose.
hot and he smelled?
Ew.
Okay.
Gross.
What if he was hot
Ew.
and he was just okay? So it's not just hot, right? So that's hygiene too, right?
Well, I don't hang around people with poor hygiene.
Okay, you said just hot.
Whether you're boy toy husband or boyfriend, no.
What if it's hot and he just off the bat just treated you like a piece of trash? Would you still be attracted to him? Okay.
No.
Okay. What if he was hot?
I would kick his ass.
What if he was hot, and initially when you met him, you realized this dude was a compulsive liar?
Met plenty of those.
Would you still go?
No, I dump him.
Okay.
But again, it depends. If you're a boy toy, as long as you're attractive and it's fun.
Would you toy with him if he smelled liar?
No. Liar, I don't really care. I'm not hanging out with you.
Okay, that's cool.
We are literally doing one thing and you're leaving.
Okay.
So
a couple of criterias.
Hot and can't stink, and be at least good at what you're doing here.
He has to treat you good too, right?
For what? 10 minutes?
No. What if he doesn't treat you?
I'm not hanging out with this dude.
Okay, so I guess that doesn't matter to you. So just hot, I guess, right? Hot and hygiene.
And not stink.
Now, when you keep on messing with boy toys, right? Do you think that disqualifies you from meeting that husband?
We've already talked about this too. Who knows? Who cares? I don't care. I was doing what I needed to do at the time, and I'm good where I am now. I could not care less. You're also talking to someone that is good on her own. I provide for myself. I'm not desperate, and I like my own company. Okay. When you're talking about other women, a lot of women single. I would personally rather be alone and single indefinitely than settle, ever.
Right. Are you alone now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why would you say that, though?
Why would you say what?
Why would you... Are you alone because you don't want anybody, or because the batch is very slim? Like, the picking is very slim?
I've just become, the more self-healed I become, the pickier I become.
Okay, so let me ask a question. If you had two individuals, one's a boy, one's a girl, right? One's a man, one's a woman.
Okay.
Both of them are 20 years old. Who has a higher dating value? If both of them were 20.
What do you mean dating value?
Who's more appealing in the dating world? Who could get a date a lot faster if both of them were 20 years old?
I think it would be equal.
You think so?
Yeah, at that age?
Both of them are 20.
Oh, yeah, because...
Who has the higher, though?
At 20, the rules are different.
Okay, for example...
So different.
A 20-year-old girl, she could hop on a yacht, meet a millionaire,
yeah,
and probably get married tomorrow if she's half decent looking, right?
I could have done that at 27.
Exactly. Can a guy do that at 20 years old? Guy has
less likely.
Okay, so who has a higher value?
In Cuba, sugar bums had this hot boy toy, and they're getting married. I'm just like, this looks so wrong.
But once again, who has a higher value at 20, men or women?
Obviously, women.
Okay, who has a higher value at 25, men or women?
How did we even get on this topic?
No, just go ahead. Who has a higher value at 25? Men or women?
It's going to be the woman.
Who has a higher value at 30?
Women.
Who has a higher value at 40?
Women.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so if a man was 40 years old, right, and he had an opportunity to pick a 40-year-old, if a man's 40, he's established, he has money, he has everything, house, car, whatever, right, and he wants to get married and have like an actual build a family, right? Mm-hmm. Would he, if a man's 40, would he pick a 40-year-old woman, or would he pick a 30-year-old woman?
I think this is actually changing. It's not.
Which one do you think? Averagely,
it's a 30-year-old.
The 30. Why is that?
Because she can still have kids. 40-year-old women aren't looking to have kids.
Okay, cool. That's okay. Now we're talking right now.
Definitely not looking to have kids.
So obviously, a 30-year-old on the dating market is a lot more appealing than a 40-year-old.
Well, yeah, if that's what they're looking for.
Correct.
Like wife material, mother material.
Okay, here's another scenario. Who do you think has more trauma? A 30-year-old or a 40-year-old?
40-year-olds.
10 more years worth of more trauma. So who do you think could give more peace to that man, a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old?
I don't know. I've got way more inner peace at 49 than I did at 30.
Okay, well, if you have
That's for sure.
if you have more trauma, chances are the peace is gonna be a lot more too.
Well, no, you can fix that. You can heal.
What I'm trying to say,
Don't, though.
what I'm trying to say is, and this is the truth, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but realistically, after 30, after 30, after 30,
Sometimes I wonder about you.
a woman's stock starts devaluing, whether she likes to believe it or not. You know what I mean? A man's stock actually increases after 30. The reason why is because after 30, he's more established. He's smarter. He's more, you know, he's not in the clubs doing whatever. You know what I mean? So he can actually provide for a family. He can't do that at 20.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, but a woman's value after 30 becomes a little bit difficult because it's a lot harder for her to, have babies.
Yeah.
Right? The wrinkles are happening. You know what I mean?
So what?
Well, we're talking about in general.
So basically, like my age group, I'm like 50 almost.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be looking for 40-year-olds.
No, you won't.
I'd be looking for like mid-50s.
Mid-50s, 60, maybe somewhere around there, right?
No more than that.
But let me ask you a question. Would a 30-year-old be looking for a 50-year-old?
What? Woman or man? What?
Would a 30-year-old man be looking for a 50-year-old woman?
I have no problem get the 30-year-olds.
Okay.
And the 21-year-olds.
There are, okay. They are exceptions to the rule, but, okay, we're being serious right now.
No, I'm dead serious.
Would a
How
30-year-old...
many DMs I get from young kids?
DM don't mean nothing, dude.
No, it's like, let's hook up.
That's exactly what a DM means.
And there was a time where I was fine with doing that.
What DMs mean is, I want you to be a prostitute. That's all that means.
Well, I'm not a prostitute. Asking people how many partners they've had,
Lifetime.
sexual partners in your lifetime.
Okay, and you want to know my body count?
Yeah.
That's the term. I think I last pegged it at 78, 79.
Bullshit, Steve. Bullshit.
I am fucking dead serious. I have literally sat down one time with,
What?
there may be a few lost in there, but definitely high 70s.
See, these are high numbers and these are good guys. These are not players.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. When did you marry Tasha? When were you with Tasha?
For
How old?
2011.
15 years ago.
15 years ago. So from
2011.
from 2011.
11. Tristan would have been 1 year old.
So from
That's all I know.
from 2011 until now,
So
right?
that's 2010 because he was 1 year old.
Okay, 15 years ago, right? Have you had a girlfriend since then?
I've had encounters, but I wouldn't say a girlfriend.
Okay, so all this 78 was before
Most of it was before, right?
15 years.
Tasha, yeah, it was before. Yeah, since Tasha, maybe I can count on one hand the number of encounters, but...
So Steve, nah, man, stats say you're lying, Steve.
Yeah, the stats.
The stats.
God is my witness, I am not freaking lying.
Stats say
stats are wrong.
Stats say the average for a man is 6 to 7 in their lifetime.
No way.
That's
It
what I
is.
said, Stevie.
No friggin'
It is.
That's right.
I am dead serious. We're talking
Because Stevie's not a
mid to
player.
high 70s. I was a player.
No, you were never a player.
No.
You have no game whatsoever.
Yeah, I know, because when I met you, you neutered me, but... No, but seriously, I was
Okay,
not...
thank you for your input. We're going to call my sister now. I want a woman's point of view.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Steve. Nah, man, it's just nah.
Steve's gone.
Okay,
Steve's gone.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Call Bella.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right.
I'm calling Bella.
I still don't believe him.
I want a woman's opinion.
Okay, let's see Bella.
I think Steve will be surprised because
Are you going on video?
that's how I call her all the time.
Oh, okay, cool.
And she always forgets to take the tape off. She puts tape on her camera I don't know why.
Oh, so people.
I don't know. She's crazy. She may not be around. Okay, who else can I call? Let's go out to the street.
Okay, no problem. I'm curious, actually. She ain't gonna pick up.
Okay, let's call
Call
my
her.
brother-in-law. Let's call my brother-in-law.
Oh, he'll answer it?
Maybe. I know he's got the day off. I think. Because odds are she's with him.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Where are you?
Up a tree.
Okay. Where's my sister? I have a question for her.
She's up higher in the tree.
Okay. Why are you guys in a tree?
I'm trimming it.
Okay. Belly,
But
we're in the middle of the show. You're on our show right now. How many, we're doing like a study. How many partners have you had sex with in your entire life?
why would I put that on air, woman?
Why not? No? Okay. No, we'll call another
Good
woman.
25, I'd say.
Kill him.
What?
Okay.
See?
No, actually.
That's actually the number I was saying.
No, ask her what does she think.
That's way
Ask her what
higher.
she thinks the average is.
24.
Caleb, you just keep your mouth shut.
Okay, Caleb, what about you? Body count.
10 or 11. I don't know.
There you go.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
So probably
Maybe 12. I don't know.
probably hers is way lower
I
than
have
that.
to think about it.
Why? How do you not know?
Well, I just don't know off the top of my head. I mean, which ones count? I don't know.
I do know.
Which one's
You do?
count?
Yes.
27.
Oh,
Oh.
way higher.
What? What, Bill? What?
Well, you're like 22 or 23 at least.
No, I'm not in the 20s, thank you.
You're in the 20s.
No, I am not.
We're gonna cause a divorce here. We gotta go now. Bye bye.
He's 10, 11. He said, right?
Yeah, let's take us to the streets. We have to.
Okay,
This is
let's go.
It's totally
Let's go.
needed. Let's go have some random strangers.
What's up? What's your name?
Jay.
Jay. Okay, so Tasha and I had a little discrepancy, right? We had a question.
Yeah.
The question is, what do you think the average body count is for an average woman and an average male for their entire life?
What do you mean body count? Like how many
Sex
people?
partners.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Okay.
All right, I don't know, like
English.
like 30, 40.
For their entire life. So the woman would be
Yeah, but like the same, you know, like 30 or 40, you know what I mean? Like,
okay. So you know what the actual number is?
wow.
Okay. The number is 4 to 7 for women. Okay?
That's what I said.
Bumbo clock.
Yeah.
No.
And for males it's 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
The bad looking guys, you know.
Okay, now the other count is the other question was, do you believe there should be an automatic paternity test for any child that's born?
Yeah, well, why not, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because some people go, oh, well, that's not my baby. It's like, you know, I guess Jerry Springer would be out of business. So.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Money.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay. Bless, man. Okay, thank you very much, man.
Okay, let's go across the road.
Hello, how you doing? What's your name?
I'm Susan.
Susan. Okay, now Susan, we have two questions, right? The first question was, do you think it should be mandatory for a paternity test?
No,
No. And the reason why?
you have to trust.
Without trust, there's no relationship, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, now the second question is,
Uh-oh.
now, what do you think the average number is for sexual partners for men and women for their lifetime?
Sweet Jesus, I'm not touching that one. No way.
Okay.
No, not going down that road.
Okay, no problem. Okay, do you want to know the answer?
Probably 5.
5?
Oh, you're all
Wow. You're pretty close. For women, it's you said 5. For the women, it's 4 to 7, and for men, it's 6 to 8.
Men are pigs.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Exactly, it's true.
But you are the first one to actually guess it right. Everybody else was guessing 30, 40.
Good Lord, that's a hooker.
Okay, well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for participating.
Hello. What's your name?
Tony.
Tony. Okay, so Tony, the first question we have for you is, do you think a paternity test should be mandatory?
Yes.
Okay, why is that?
Well, because see, as a woman, you know how many kids you got. A man, you don't, right? So that's my
Makes sense.
opinion.
Makes sense. And then the second question is that me and Tasha had a discrepancy, right? Yeah. The question was, what do you think the average body count is for a woman and a man for their lifetime?
So how long's the man living for, and how long's the woman living for?
Okay, well, I think women live until about 80, men live about 10 years younger.
Say a good 30's good.
30?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to know what the real answer is?
What?
Okay.
Less than that, probably.
Well, a woman is 4 to 6.
Oh.
Sorry, 4 to 7.
Okay.
And then a man is 6 to 8.
That's wrong. I feel like that's wrong.
Right?
That's wrong. That is so wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I mean, men and women are kind of both the same when it comes to certain things, right? So.
Correct.
Especially now in this day and age, everybody's just about hooking up and not actually getting to know each other before hooking up, and this is why I'm single and I'm gonna stay single.
Okay.
Me too, girl.
Okay, so both you guys are single, right? Now, is single a choice?
Yes.
Okay. And let me ask you this: what would you say is the most important thing you want in a relationship?
Communication.
Communication.
Communication, yeah.
Would you say?
Loyalty. Communication and loyalty, because I've been in a lot of narcissistic and abusive relationships. So that's why I'm staying single, because they don't make them like that anymore.
Okay. Now, would you say communication, loyalty trumps security?
I'm unsure. I've never been asked that.
What's up? This is Malachi Malay, and I'd like to introduce to you our main sponsor, Rogers Mobile. Okay? Now, if you have issues crossing over different territories, different cities, and your cell phone's always dropping, you ain't gonna have that issue no more. I'm talking about you're gonna have the clearest reception. I'm talking about you need high-end, high-speed internet. If you're a gamer, if you're a podcaster, I'm talking about, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You need reliable service. Rogers Mobile. There's always going to be a link for amazing prices within the description. Y'all check it out. Rogers Mobile, baby. Malachi Malay.